Okay, guys, we're going to start our new unit next week, but I wanted to go ahead and just use this time to uh, introduce to you what a ratio is. Our next unit is called Ratios and Proportions, and so this part is the beginning, and it is a ratio. And a ratio is a comparison of two quantities, of two amounts of anything. So the first example I have here is a ratio can compare two different items. I said there's two types of ratios. There's a part to part, which is what we're going to talk here, and then a part to the whole. And we'll get to that in a moment. But this is a part to part, comparing one thing to another thing. So it says, write a ratio comparing the number of dogs to the number of cats. Now notice how I've got dogs to cats in red, because when it's a ratio, you have to do it in the order it says. So since it says dogs to cats, the number of dogs has to go first. The number of cats has to go second. So here we have 5 dogs and 4 cats. Now you can write a ratio 3 different ways. Remember I told you it had to be dogs to cats. So 5 has to go first and 4 has to go second. So you can write it, sorry guys. I can write it 5 to 4 with words, 5 to 4 with a colon, and then 5 to 4. Yes, that looks like a fraction, but it is a ratio. Well, how do I know when it's a fraction and how do I know when it's a ratio, Ms. Milton? Well, you look right here in the directions. It says write a ratio. I have that in bold. So I know this is a ratio, not a fraction. So it doesn't matter it's improper because it's not a fraction. Now, I will tell you the most commonly to use ways are these right here. I'm sorry, that keeps popping up on my screen. But using a colon and writing it as a fraction are the two most common used ways. But no matter how it's written, you say 5 to 4, 5 to 4, 5 to 4. Now, notice here, I'm saying cats to dogs. Same picture. But this time, the 4 has to go first and the 5 has to go second because the number of cats has to go first and the number of dogs has to come second. So 4 to 5, 4 to 5, or 4 to 5. Comparing one thing, cats, to another thing, dogs. Ratios can also compare an item to the total. Now this is where I call part to total. Comparing the number of dogs to the total number of animals. Same picture, 5 dogs, 4 cats. But this time it's dogs, notice what's in red, dogs to total number of animals. Well, there's 5 dogs, but total number of animals is going to consist of all the dogs and all the cats together, which is 9. So this would be dogs to total animals, 5 dogs, 9 total animals. That's like a fraction, or with the word 2, 5 to 9, or 5 to 9 with the colon. We're going to put this because we're not together. All right, so ratios have 2 things in common with fractions. One, we've already seen they can look alike, like this, but they can also be reduced. You reduce a ratio just like you reduce a fraction. So here I would reduce 4 to 6 by 2, and then it would be 2 to 3. This 9 to 6, I would reduce by 3, and it would become 3 to 2. So dogs to cats, change the picture up a little bit. This time I have 4 dogs and 6 cats. That can be reduced by 2 because they're both even numbers, and that would be 2 to 3. And if you look here, that line I just drew in, for every 2 dogs, there is 3 cats. For every 2 dogs, there is 3 cats. Girls to boys. You can see here there are 9 girls and 6 boys. That can be reduced by 3, which is 3 to 2. And if you look here at the line dividers, for every 3 girls, there are 2 boys. For every 3 girls, there are 2 boys. So this is how a little intro to ratios.